Bukayo Saka is halfway to breaking the Premier League assist record for a singular season, and he's still got 23 games left. That is remarkable, and in this video we're going to be discussing what makes Bukayo Saka so special, including the rare quality that makes him world class. Bukayo Saka is a special talent, and one that has found himself within this Arsenal setup, making a home for himself in this Arsenal side for quite some time now. Pinning himself out onto this right hand side, he very rarely drifts infield, and I mention that because when you talk about some of the top players, they do have a tendency to drift into different positions, but Saka is quite different with that aspect. He holds himself out on this right hand side, and that's for the betterment of the team, but it also progresses his own game. Bukayo Saka has actually received 171 progressive passes this season in the Premier League, which means that he's finding himself in pockets of space and finding himself in quite a bit of space to allow him not only to drive on the outside but also drive infield with the ball. This is a motion that sets off a train that could happen for a load of different players, giving them options going forwards throughout the attacking phase of play. Saka has a brilliant, ingenious thought process when it comes to taking on players 1v1. His simplicity with his play with the ball at his feet allows him to really go through different motions, allow him to go left, allow him to go right, and find special pockets to give himself the best opportunity to create for others. And boy, does he create. Bukayo Saka has the most assists in the Premier League this season with 10, and the quality that he shows on a regular basis is so very impressive. Assists like this. This is in the game against West Ham United, and we can see Bukayo Saka out on this right hand side. We're going to notice the fact that he currently has the ball because he's going to lay it off to a Martin Odegaard right here. Once he does that, is he going to rest on his laurels? Is he going to be happy with what he's done and then stay and watch it all play out? No, he's not. He's going to play that pass into Odegaard, but then continue to make a run around into the box. This movement and this intelligence allows him to not only get on the end of this Martin Odegaard pass, which goes over the top of the defence, but also he has the composure later on to not only take the ball with brilliant effect, but also to take it on the knee and then make a brilliant pass utilising his vision here. Look, he could very easily just take a swing at it and then it could possibly go in or it could possibly miss, but he understands that his teammates are in better positions at this point, and it's through this game intelligence that allows him to get the assists that he does. He plays a brilliant pass into his teammates and Arsenal get their goal, but it's through that ingenious play, the movement off of the ball, as well as the quality on the ball that gives him this opportunity. And don't think for a moment that just because Bukayo Saka gets a lot of assists, that doesn't mean he can get goals. That's absolutely not the case, as is referenced right here. We have Ben White on the ball against Liverpool in a game earlier on in this season. This is brilliant. You can't see Bukayo Saka on the screen currently, and that's because he's holding that position out on the right hand side. He's going to make a run for Ben White, and he's going to be playing it over the top towards Saka, who is here out on this right hand side. You can't quite see him, but he is just here next to Andy Robertson. It's brilliantly weighted by Ben White, and it leaves Saka with a really good opportunity, but he's still got quite a bit to do. He's going to drive towards the box. Kelleher is currently unsettled, and Robertson should be able to shuffle him out of play. But this moment right here, I want you to look at this, because this touch is absolutely fantastic. To be able to take it in a singular motion and go from left to right is absolutely brilliant. It puts Andy Robertson completely off guard and allows Saka to drift infield. Then he's got a 1v1 with the keeper. Robertson is still looking to try to block this shot, and he can either go towards the left post, he can either go towards the top post, or he can curl it towards the top left hand corner. It's fantastically worked, it's brilliantly done, and it gives Saka another goal. But it's just wonderful, the quality, the skill, the composure from such a young player. It's absolutely remarkable. The variety of goals that he scores is also something that is extremely impressive. Take this goal against Nottingham Forest, for example. Look at this. He is currently holding off the Nottingham Forest defender. He's in the box and he's got his back to goal. He's going to recycle the ball around towards his teammates and then start to make a movement elsewhere. He passes towards Martin Odegaard, who receives the pass. And then is he going to be happy with that? Is he going to go back to his position and just hold out on this right-hand side, which nobody could complain about? He was doing his job, but he doesn't. He actually decides to then make a movement and drive infield. Look at this movement right here. It's so good. Utilizing this space here, Martin Odegaard's vision is fantastic, but Saka's willingness to run off the ball to give his teammate a better option is just sensational. He picks up the ball and then drives with it across the Nottingham Forest box, but whereas many players would freak out here, many players would panic and they'd take an early shot, he does not do that. He waits for his opportunity. He waits. He still drives and he waits. And it's this composure that really lends himself to being such a clever player, and a player that I believe is elevated beyond his years. He waits for a singular moment and then takes the shot. Then he pulls the trigger. That's the brilliance of Bukayo Saka. It's his composure with the ball, his tenacity to run off of the ball, but also the brilliant quality that he has at his disposal at any given moment. I mentioned earlier the quality that Bukayo Saka has that makes him a world-class player, and that boils down to one word, a key word, and that is consistency. The reliance that Arsenal have had on Bukayo Saka for such a long period of time is only testament to the consistency that he provides for this side on an extended period of time. His ability to drift infield but also go outfield and then continuously provide his side with not only goals but also assists and goal creating actions. Bukayo Saka has the highest goal creating actions in the Premier League this season with 21. And to put that into context for you, the second highest is James Maddison with 11. Bukayo Saka has 10 more goal-creating actions than the next player down, and that is incredible. He has 21 goal contributions in 21 games in all competitions. As I said previously, he has 10 assists, but he's got 15 goals and assists in 14 Premier League games. It's this consistency that I believe has leveled him up, has raised his game to become that of the echelon of a world-class player. He is truly phenomenal, and you can only see him getting better at the mere age of 23. And then there was the question of European football. Can Bukayo Saka do it on the European stage? Well, the answer to that is yes. Yes, he can. Since the beginning of last season, Bukayo Saka has 14 goal contributions in 14 games. That is incredibly impressive, and we're going to see a breakdown of the goal that he scored against Monaco right now. So, this is in the build-up to a different phase of play, but I want you to notice Bukayo Saka's positioning right here. Look at him on the last line of defence, and the play is actually on the opposite side of the pitch. This is incredibly important because while he has actually drifted infield, he's also maintained his width, and that is crucial because later as the phase of play develops, what you're going to see is Gabriel Jesus receive the ball, but look at Bukayo Saka. He's on the move, he's on his bike, and he's ready to receive a pass at the back post. It just so happens that in this phase of play, he doesn't receive it. But the important thing is that he's there. He's there in this area, and this makes Arsenal that little bit more dangerous. So when we take a look at this next phase of play, you get Miles Lewis-Skelly passing the ball into Gabriel Jesus, and it's almost a carbon copy of the previous move that we just saw. But what is incredibly important is Bukayo Saka's positioning once again out on this right hand side. You can't quite see it, but there he is. And he's out in that same position, ready to take advantage of that space yet again. And as the ball gets played in, there he is. He's ready to finish that chance, and it's absolutely brilliant. It's yet again another example of a different kind of goal that he can score, but it also shows game intelligence and game maturity. Really, really impressive from him, and yet again, like I said, on the European stage. And to compound everything, he works extremely hard off the ball as well for his side. This is him engaging within a press with Kai Havertz against these Monaco defenders in the game that we just referenced a little earlier. You can see Bukayo Saka here on the top right hand side of your screen driving towards the Monaco defender as he's trying to recycle possession and get it away. He passes it back to the keeper, and with help from Kai Havertz's press, it actually gets fumbled by the keeper and passes straight back to Bukayo Saka, who has the composure, the ability, and the amazing first touch to not only stop the ball in its tracks, but also to give himself enough time and space to be able to then finish back above the keeper and score his second goal of the night. He truly has a number of different quality features that allow him to be one of the best players in Europe currently. In summary, Bukayo Saka has always been a special, talented player, but it's that key word, the consistency that he has added to his game, as well as the increased level of performance that I believe has taken him to that next level, really dominating a number of different stages, whether it be in the Premier League or in Europe. It is scary to think that he could possibly even get better with how young he is, but the level that he's currently achieving right now is absolutely phenomenal. But of course, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you make of Bukayo Saka, and how good do you think he is and can become? Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care.